Welcome, Sports Buds. It's the Power Rankings. We told you we'd be back, and we're back. We took off for week 3, back for week 4. Things have changed a little bit, but not much. So let's dive into it. Start with you, Nick. What is your number 5 in your week 4 Power Rankings?
My number 5 in the week 4 power rankings is the Dallas Cowboys. They suffered their first loss this week, but I still think they're a top 5 team.
I'm sorry, I threw out a lot of numbers to you. That's my bad. All right, for me, I had the Bills at number 5. I think that, right now they do. They have the second best offense in the NFL behind the Dolphins in terms of points scored. So yeah, I think that's just kind of earned them their ranking back into it. They looked good. I really do think that Jets game was a little bit of a fluke for them, and so they've earned their right back into the top 5, especially with the Cowboys just utterly shitting the bed against the Cardinals. So, Tony, you're number 5.
My number 5 is, I think I'm going to give them a mulligan for that game, considering how good they looked the first couple. It was, hopefully it is just a wake-up call and a little bit better in this next week's game.
All right. That leads us back to Nick. Who was your 4?
My number 4 is the Kansas City Chiefs. I thought of going into the game against the Bears that it was going to be their get-right game. They had no issues. I think they're back in the top 5.
All right. Fair enough. I have the Chiefs at 4 as well for me. Basically, I have them at 4 just because they have that one loss against the Lions, whereas I'll give it away a little bit. My other 3 teams are 3-0 as it stands right now. But the Chiefs still have Patrick Mahomes. They have Mr. International Superstar Travis Kelce now. So, yeah, I think that the Chiefs will be back to doing Chiefs things here real soon. Especially in a weak division is what it's looking like for them. So, Tony, who is your number 4?
I also had the Chiefs. Mr. Swift, and that Chiefs team, I guess, is what we'll call that team now. The Swift, Mr. Swift.
The other Kelce, another Swift.
Yep, there you go. They definitely look like after that Bears game, it was a get-right game, and they're back on track. I agree with you, Nick.
All right. That brings us to our number 3s. Let's start with you, Nick. Number 3 in your power rankings for week 4.
Number 3 in my power rankings is going to be that other Kelce Swift combo in the Philadelphia Eagles. They're one of the 3 remaining unbeaten teams, so I think they deserve to be in the top 3.
All right. I have the Niners as 3. I still think they're one of the most dominant teams in the league, but the only reason I have them at 3 is I think the one team that I have in my rankings has a better offense than them. I think the other team has a better defense than them as it stands in the rankings. I'll let you know who in a little bit here. So, Tony, who is your number 3?
I had the Eagles at number 3 in the rankings. Their offensive line really just bullying teams. They're just leaning on that run game to win games. That defensive line is looking pretty promising as well when they have that Jalen Carter rookie kid. That guy is going to be good. So I had them number 3. They are unbeaten as well. I haven't really seen them put it all together yet and play well. It's just spurts. But from what they've been able to do, it's been pretty damn good.
To be fair to the Eagles, that's how it was all last season with them until they got to the Super Bowls, so you never know. Nick, back to you. Number 2 in your power rankings.
Number 2 in my power rankings is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. Because just like you alluded to when you picked them at 3, they just have that dominant defense. And I think they're just playing well on offense, that Shanahan system.
All right. My number 2 in my power rankings was the Dolphins. No, I'm not doing this out of spite for them beating my Denver Broncos. I just think the Eagles, they were in the show last year. They had a dominating team last season that continues to dominate into this season. I think their defense in terms of their front 7 is undeniably the best in the league. And then, yeah, that offensive line just abuses people with the run game. So that's why I had the Dolphins at 2. I don't think they're quite as good as the Eagles, but I think they're the best team in the AFC as it stands right now. Tony, you're number 2.
I had the Niners number 2. Everything's looking pretty good with that team. That defense is clicking. Seems like offense is clicking. McCaffrey's running well. He's still healthy, so looking like they're tough to beat. So I had them number 2.
All right. That brings us to the epic conclusion of our Week 4 power rankings. The number 1 spot, Nick, drum roll. Who's your number 1?
No surprise here, my Miami Dolphins. Number 1 passing team in the NFL, number 1 rushing team in the NFL, number 1 scoring team in the NFL. They're clicking on all cylinders right now.
Yes, they are. I can attest to that personally, unfortunately. Tony, who did you have as your number 1?
I had the same, the Dolphins. Everything's clicking for them. Everything's rolling. They're just, man, they're dangerous squad right now. They're fast team.
I agree. I'm honestly probably some similarities to Greatest Show on Turf, I would say. We're not quite there yet. We got to see some longevity out of this team, but yeah, Dolphins are amazing right now, and would not be surprised if they're on all 3 of our power rankings next week in terms of number 1 if they beat the Bills. So that's it for us. That's our power rankings for Week 4. Like I've said before, we're not going to make a habit out of this, so maybe in a couple weeks we'll revisit this power rankings and see where we're at. So stay classy, Sports Buds. We'll catch you in our Week 4 picks.
Thanks for watching the Sports Budz. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe.